In this video, I will be continuing the discussion of how tables are created and managed in Dataverse. The second video will cover more advanced settings. If you need information on the basic settings, please refer to part 1 of this series. If you've not already saved your table, you can go into the advanced settings, and we will be covering in the advanced settings collaboration, create and update settings, and offline settings. You've already completed the basic fields of the table, and now let's move to the advanced fields. Collaboration has a lot of different ways that the table can be used. In most cases, you don't need to change any of these values, but here are descriptions of how they work. Allow feedback will let users provide feedback and ratings on records within this table. Once saved, this cannot be turned off. Enable activities will let this table represent a new task that will be available as an activity. Existing activities include things like email, notes, phone calls, and other options. You can use these in addition to other tables to connect things like I have a particular account. That account has several emails associated to it, and several notes and several phone calls. By enabling activities, it allows you to create a custom activity. Once you save this, it can't be turned off. Enable connections will let you create relationships between records, like connecting a quote to a sales order. Once this is saved, it can't be turned off. Send email to table will let users send emails to this table, and those emails will then be stored in a special email activity column when received. Once you turn this on, it cannot be turned off. Enable mail merge will let the contents of this table be used in Microsoft Word to create merged documents. Enable Sharepoint document management provides an easy way to include relationships between records and files stored in Microsoft SharePoint. Auto-create access teams will create teams that can easily share business objects. These would be used to bring together different groups of collaborators who need to access the contents of the table who may not be in the same business unit as you. This setting does not grant permissions to the data. Users will still have to be configured by the administrator to have access. Enabling queues will allow the use of queues for a table. This is used if you want to be able to assign records or process cases, and also to respond to support or service calls. Once saved, this option cannot be turned off. Create and update settings lets you choose the following. Quick Create Forms supports the creation of a Quick Create form. These are special mini forms that are used in model-driven apps that can provide quick data entry when creating a new record. This can be updated at any time. Duplicate detection allows you to detect duplicate records that are submitted, for example, if 2 email addresses match or 2 addresses match. If this is enabled, an administrator in your organization will have to configure specific rules about which fields are not allowed to be duplicated. Enable change tracking will store a record every time there's a change to the table's settings and metadata. It will record the change, who changed it, and when. Offline provides the ability for a table to be accessed offline. If this is enabled, a predetermined amount of data will be stored locally on a user's device when connected to the network. Users can do basic things like create, read, update, and delete records when offline. Any record changes will be synchronized when the offline device is connected back to the network. This feature also requires your organization administrator to set up offline functionality separately. Enable Dynamics 365 for Outlook offline capabilities sets up the table to be able to work with Outlook directly through Dynamics 365 and utilize other features like email, calendars, and other functions. To finish creating your table, click Create. Once it's saved, it provides a message that it was provisioned successfully, and now it's ready for use. For more information about data types or Dataverse, please check online for additional content.